So last week I was a little bit ill, so that's why a lot of my uploads and work on YouTube slowed down quite a bit. So sorry about that. But as I was recovering, I was going through my Facebook feed, and one of the new restaurants came up, which is a German buffet in the Gate area around the Gymkhana Club. It's a lot where the expat community hangs out right by the river, or close to the river area. So I thought, yes, now is the time to get out there, review some epic food, and what a better way to start the road to recovery with a 219 baht German buffet. Let's go and check it out. Got my first round of the food, starting with the salad station. There's quite a variety of dishes on the salad side of things. Let's start with what looks like a red cabbage. Let's start with the red cabbage. A little bit sharp, a little bit oily, crunchy from the red cabbage, really nice. Let's try the carrot. Same salad dressing as the cabbage, just a bit more added sweetness from the carrot. Let's try the pasta. Pasta's a little bit overcooked, but the sauce is really nice and creamy, but the taste is really nice and salty, seasoned beautifully. Then we've got the green bell pepper. Lovely crunch on the green bell pepper. The beautifully seasoned. The dressing not too sharp. Beautiful. Let's try what looks like a tomato salsa. Nice and salty, nice and sharp, the tomato salsa. That is fantastic. And then we've got the beetroot. Love the earthiness from the beetroot. It's still got a bite to it. And a bit of acidity coming through the dressing in the beetroot, offset with, of course, the natural sweetness in the beetroot. That's really, really nice. Some tomatoes. This is straight up tomatoes, no seasonings on that. Some potato salad, lightly seasoned, a bit of mayo, and you get that fluffy, pillowy texture from the potatoes. Really nice. Let's try the egg. Now this looks like the egg yolk has been piped onto here. It's been mixed, so I can't wait to get into this. So the egg yolk has been mixed with a bit of mayonnaise and a bit of chive or spring onion, and then piped on top of the egg whites. That's really nice, actually. What else have we got? We got some pickled cucumber here. Nice and sharp, a little bit of sweetness going in through there, but it's really just quite sharp, actually, that pickle. I like it. I'm a big fan of very sharp pickle with a bit of sweetness, but that's perfect. That's perfectly seasoned. Now let's try this cold cut. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but it looks like there's some herbs running through it. Let's get in with some knife. Well, it's got like a ham kind of taste and flavor to it. And then of course you've got the herb to offset the flavor. It's got a very nice bouncy texture like ham. It's really nice. Wow. Okay. This is pork tenderloin. Let's try it. The pork is a little bit dry, but the cooking is beautiful. It's still a little bit pink. It's really nice, actually. This is another cold cut. I think they have quite a varieties of cold cut on that table. So let's try this one. This one's got a bit more garlicky, sharper saltiness and garlicky taste running through it. It's really nice, actually, that one. And finally, some chicken breast. I think that chicken breast has been brined slightly. It's got a really nice hammy kind of texture. Beautifully seasoned. And a bit of rosemary in there as well. Delicious. Right, time for the heavy hitter. This is first of the main buffet. We've got quite a lot of dishes going on here, so let's go through them one by one. We've got the cream spinach here. Nicely seasoned. You get a bit of sweetness coming through from the onions. That's really nice. And then you get a bit of a crunch from the onion and the spinach as well. This is deep fried fish. I think it was fish. It says some fish on there. Yep. Deep fried fish. Looks a little bit dry on its inside. Let's see what it's like. I think they use the dory fish, which is kind of like a little bit like cod. So it's not quite dry per se, but it is quite salty on the inside with a really nice crunchy outside. Roasted potato. Not a lot of seasoning in there, but it's got a really nice roasty kind of flavor. It's really nice. And you got some more green bell pepper. It's got a really nice crunch. Not much going on there in terms of flavor, other than the sweetness from the bell pepper. Let's try this sausage. Wow, that sausage is really nice and smoky, and then you kind of offset with that really sweet, a little bit tangy sauce in there as well. That's really nice. And you got the mashed potatoes. Been craving mashed potato for a while now, actually. Since I got that flu, for weird reason, I really want some mashed potatoes. Yep, lightly seasoned, nice and fluffy, the mashed potatoes. Got some red cabbage, and that's really nice. It's got a bit of a sweet, a little bit of a tang from the red cabbage. And you got the pulled pork going on here. The pork, it's melt in your mouth tender, it's really nice. I'm not a big fan of the sauce. It's a little bit too much flour mixed into the sauce. Just give it a bit of a cloy texture. And that's why it's not so smooth, the sauce. Now we got the chicken cordon bleu going on here. A little bit tough, getting into with a knife. Let's try it. If fresh, it might be different, but it's been left on the buffet line for a little bit too long. So it's a bit dry and tough. Came about that one. Now we got the grilled chicken. Let's try the grilled chicken. The chicken has got a really nice sweet marinade glaze on top, but the meat inside is ever so slightly dry. We got the crispy pork belly. Same story there, it's been left out on the buffet line for a little bit too long. So it's got a very chalky, dry texture. Let's try the pasta. The pasta, in terms of flavor, doesn't really add much. And also in terms of texture, it's been a little bit overcooked. So yeah, not so great, the pasta. Let's try this beef patty looking dish. Ooh. Very garlicky and very salty running through that. And you got the cauliflower. Cauliflower is very milky. It's cooked, it's soft. But I just wish there was a bit more seasoning to really offset that milkiness and creaminess of the cauliflower. We got the traditional hot dog here. That's just a plain old hot dog. Let's try this one. Very salty, very meaty. Really nice pork sausage. Okay, and then you got more of the sauerkraut here. Slightly wish it was a little more acidic. I like a sharper sauerkraut. Some lasagna here as well. Also a bit overcooked. The meat sauce is so-so. Now when I got to the station, this is freshly made, so this should be quite good. The tomato and cheese is really nice. Much better actually. Makes a huge difference when it's freshly fried and it's nice and hot. Okay, starting the dessert story, they have many cakes, which I think is all homemade as well, and a bunch of chocolate type dessert there as well. So I got two different types of chocolate here. Got some chocolate cake and some sort of like a chocolate pudding with a chocolate moussey stuff on top. And I got some eclair and some sort of like an apple pudding there as well. Let's try the chocolate one first. I only wish for a stronger chocolate flavor running through that cake. I got some of this, looked like a fruit sauce as well. That fruit sauce is a little bit artificial. It's just sweet. I was hoping for some sharpness to cut through with the chocolate. Let's try this chocolate pudding. The bottom part is very gooey. And then you've got like a custardy chocolate on top, quite interesting. In terms of flavor note, a touch too sweet for my liking. I slightly wish for a stronger chocolate flavor note in there as well. Let's try the red velvet cake, just to shake things up from the chocolate. See that? It's nice and spongy. Let's see what the cake is about. The cake, it's very gooey, very soft. Flavor-wise, happy to report, not too sweet as well. It's really nice, the red velvet. It's not a touch too dry, but overall the flavor, the best out of the bunch here. Let's try the what looks like an apple cake. Definitely an apple. You get a bit of a cinnamon running through there, and you get a crunch from the apple. I'm not too crazy about the pudding custody part that goes with the apple. It's just a little bit too sweet, and if the apple was a little bit more acidic, a bit sharp, it should help to cut through that kind of sweet custody texture a little bit better. Let's try the eclair. The choux pastry is a touch too dry, difficult to get into. Very chewy, very dry, and the cream inside, no hint of vanilla or anything like that in there. Eclair is actually one of my favorite desserts, so I was really want this to be good, but it's just a little bit too chewy. So the 219 baht German buffet, as proven with the second main table where I got the fried chicken, if the food was freshly cooked and hasn't been left on the buffet line for too long, it is quite nice. It is quite delicious actually. But the ones that have been left out, it was a little bit dry, and also some of the dishes were a little bit over seasoned. The cake side of things, there was a varieties of cakes, but the flavor was a little bit muted for my liking, and of course it was just a touch too sweet. But probably the favorite, the highlight, was the salad station. There was quite a lot of refreshing, citrusy, sharp salad just to really wake up the palates. And then you got the cold cut there, is really nice actually. In fact, if I just stick with the salad and the cake station, I would be really happy. Overall, it was a really good value for 219 baht. Highly recommend for you to check this out. And thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to Don's Table, and I'll see you in the next video.